Hello, welcome back to Heroes for Hire Comic Club channel. Reading a little Ghost Rider there. Well, welcome back to my another episode of Matt's comic book recommendations. And today we will be discussing DC All In. Number one, I had to get the second print because I didn't have I wasn't able to get the first one. This is a preview of all this new Absolute DC and All In special. The All In special it's a preview basically, a setup story for what's getting ready to come in the DC universe, in this new All In universe. So we'll get right to it. It's got the one thing about this is it's double sided, like this side, then you have to flip it over for the other part. So when you open it, it says 52 days earlier. See, and Darkseid has built this machine, and he's trying to figure out. He feels this like something's missing since the multiverse closed down to him, and he's wanting more than he has. Right. Well, then he chops his hand off because this machine needs his blood because he's like a god basically. And he puts it in there, and the machine acts like it's working, but then it says it needs more. He don't know what to do. Then Calabac and Granny Goodness and all of them show up, and they're like, "Why have you been here for so long? We've been doing this, and yet we ain't seen you. And we figured that you just wanted us to take the initiative, so we've raised a great grand army of white Martians and all these other powerful beings for you. They will be your knights. If the parademons are your foot soldiers, these will be your paraknights or whatever." So he's like, he's like, I don't need you guys anymore. I'm on my own. I can't, he's like telling him, I don't need you for this anymore. And they're like, what are you doing? I mean, they're all like, what's up, father? Calabac and all of them's like, uh, you're better with us, and stuff like that. And he's like, we are all your blood. Will you not leave? Uh, uh, we will not leave you. Whatever you are seeking, we will help you. And he says, all right, you can help. And he's like, thank you, father. And you think, oh, well, I guess he's going to accept their help. No, no, he just needed to kill him, use his blood because he has his blood in him. Because his son, he sacrifices him to this machine, and then he just like destroys their whole army they had created for him. And then you see him; he's battling through hell. He's looking for something. We don't know quite yet what he's looking for. And he asked these people, I guess the ruler of hell, what's her name? Uh, I don't know her name. That I'm not really familiar with a lot of these people, but anyway, she's like, he is not here. What are you doing this for? Then we find out he's looking for the Spectre because the Spectre has some power that he needs this power. So then he goes to heaven. He's fighting angels and everything, right? And they're like the same thing. He's not here. And he finally finds out where he's at. So he sees him. And he goes to the Eclipso, and Eclipso just kind of laughs at him and scoffs at him like, "You ain't gonna kill me." Where because see, the dark side is supposed to be the dark side of the universe. That's why it's called dark side. There needs to be a dark part of the universe and a light side of the universe. Well, and he says Eclipso is stronger. Well, he says I put a boom tube and placed it in the heart of this dog star, the brightest sun in the whole galaxy, and it just wipes Eclipso away. Says, I mean, he's a brutal dude. He's a ruthless. So he finds the Spectre. He finds Jim Corrigan, the Spectre. He's chained up in this place. He's begging him, "You don't need to do this. You're an essential." And all these other gods come up and say, "We could stop you. We don't want you because you're an essential part of the universe." Like I was saying, light and dark. And he's like, "I want more. I want more." Of course, God always wants more. People with all this power always want more power. Remember that, people. Even in real life, you see that played out today. All right. So he starts merging with the Spectre, and you see the heroes in there fighting. But he says, "I see all this stuff where I used to fight these heroes over and over." He says, "Now I see a world that's in imbalance." It says, "I left the Spectre to be torn from me and I opened myself to its death. As I find, I begin again, but this time alone, bound by no relationships to Earth, to the Kryptonian or anything. If that world is driven by life, by hope, then this one would be driven by challenge and by turmoil." And you see the absolute Wonder Woman, instead of being raised, I did a review of that one. Instead of being raised on the Paradise Island, she's raised in hell. Hell Island or whatever. And then he's like, yeah, I see. And he sees the new Absolute Batman and the new Absolute Superman, and it's telling you these things are getting ready to merge. You see Booster Gold is part of it. But I'll flip it over for that. Flip it over for this side, and it'll say 52 days later, right? And so all the founding members of the Justice League are wanting to get all of the heroes together, and this is going to set up the new all-in Justice League Unlimited, which is, I love that show. I love that animated series, and now they're doing a comic book of it. Finally. So you see them, they're all getting these guys, and some of them are like, uh, what's his name? Speedy's like, hell yeah, I'm back, baby. The robot from the Doom Patrol's like, no, I got my own team. I don't need no trouble. And you see, um, you see him. He's like saying, God, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's like, he says, I've been burned before. Supergirl's like, yeah, I'm in. Damian's like, piss off as usual. Damian Wayne's always like, piss off. Fire and Ice are like, yes, we're finally coming back to it. And then finally they got Booster Gold, and Booster Gold's kind of down. He's like, I think I've done enough here. I need to go back. He's really not into his social media stuff anymore. He's just doing it, and he's finally realized he just wants to be a hero. Superman approaches him and says, "It's time," and he gives him a card for the new Justice League. So, and he said, "I've seen this card before, but it was a blank one in the museum in the future. Before I came back in time." So he said, "Oh, don't be late, Booster." So they get to the new Watchtower, and everybody's invited to this new Justice League Unlimited party. Yes. So he's telling them, like, we're better together. The cards will augment your powers, and we'll find, you'll pair you with people that'll augment your powers and make you stronger. So they're like, we're better together. But then there's an alarm goes off, and they're like, oh no, it's Darkseid. It's Darkseid's coming. They can tell it's like a boom tube opening up. And he comes in and just starts raising hell, like Darkseid only can. And so they're in a fight. He's like, finally, and so they're all fighting him, and they're in a Booster goes like, I've seen this card in the future, but this is not what's supposed to happen. So remember, he's from the future, and so they're in a life and death struggle here with a Darkseid. While all the magic powered people down here get involved, like Zatanna and Doctor Fate and all those, and they're like, they tell Kal-El and all of them, they got, and Wonder Woman, buy some time, and she goes, then you will have it, my sister. Wonder Woman's always about the sisterhood. So they augment Superman. Zatanna does with some power, some magic power, and he goes right after Darkseid. As Diane is trying to hold him with the lasso of truth. And then all of a sudden he says, "Thank you." Darkseid ends. So he was wanting him to do this, and it opens a rift in time space continuum or whatever, right? Like a rift. And now he's gone. They don't know if he's dead or not. But Orion says, "I'm going to go back and consult with the Allfather, see if my father Darkseid is dead, or truly dead, or where he's at." So they're like, we got to go back and fix this rift in time, right? Well, we can't do it, Superman. That's what Mr. Krivik says. We need somebody that can time travel. And then, enter Booster Gold. He's like, it's got to be me. I'm a time traveler. This is what I'm meant to do. Send me. I will find out what's going on, and I'll report back. So they send an anchor. They anchor Skeet, his little buddy, robot buddy, and says, "Don't lose him. This is the only way you can get back, right?" Well, of course, he gets through this time rift. He goes into the future, and then he sees, look at the Daily Planet. It's got the Omega symbol on it. Darkseid. That's not good, guys. It's not good for the. It's not good for the Earth. It's not good for us to have that Omega uh, symbol on the Daily Planet in Metropolis. What is going on, people? And he can't find Skeet, so even worse for him. And remember, Booster Gold has a Legion ring, and so I found Darkseid. He goes, okay. He reports back. If anyone can hear me, mission accomplished. I found Darkseid, but and now he sees that Legion ring on Booster's hand, on his ring finger, and you see Darkseid say off panel. Finally, I have my army. You open it up. He's got the Legion of Superheroes. That's the beginning. That's a little preview of this. I thought it was great. It was recommended by Legion of Comics. I was watching his channel, and I'm glad I picked it up. I'm excited for all this now after reading this. With this Dark Side story is one of my favorite bad guys, and I love Justice League Unlimited. That was one of my favorite series to watch. Still is. I still watch it. I'm 48 years old and I still watch cartoons. Yes, that's true. I do, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. But and I'm not ashamed to admit that I still read comic books and collect toys. So, and I play video games. So, you know, I have to beat the women off of a stick. I'm just kidding. Anyway, this was a long video because this was a long book. A lot, I think it's like, I don't know how many pages, 64 pages or something. You know, I had to, and I like the way they did it where you flip it over and you read the other part like this. You start with that one, you flip it over to the other side and read that part. And so I highly recommend this. I get 2 thumbs up. And I think I'm, no pun intended, but I'm all in for this all in DC. I think I'm going to have to read more. And I think you should too. If you're a DC fan or just a fan of comic books and cool superhero stuff, then I suggest you read this. Well, until next time, true believers, Excelsior.